Today I'm answering your questions. All of the comments that you guys leave me on YouTube are going to be answered, well, at least the good ones. They're going to be answered today. I was spending so much time answering each one of you and trying to help you with your hair issues, and I thought, why don't I just compile everything into one video so that I can elaborate more. Every single person is different, every head of hair is different, every water that you use is different. I would be doing you a disservice if I don't go in depth and really explain what I'm trying to say in my responses. So hello from Vienna. I am doing a Europe trip. I was in Budapest yesterday. Today I'm doing Vienna, and then I'm doing Prague, and then I'm going to Nice, and I'm flying back to Toronto. And I didn't realize how expensive flights were from Nice to Toronto. It was so expensive. I could have gone to Thailand with that money. So if you would like to fund my dream of traveling the entire globe, hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Let's get into the questions. The first question comes from Jeanette Murdoch 6857. I have fine and thin curly hair and keep reading that my hair should love protein, but it's the complete opposite. Protein leaves my hair dry and frazzled. Too much moisture leaves my hair limp. Every time I grow my hair out, I hate how straggly it looks and end up chopping it all off. Again, I'm so sorry that that happens to you. So my response was basically that protein is such a general term and an ingredient that is in a lot of the products that we use, and the brands that we use are so different. You've got drugstore products and you've got professional products. Jeanette says that she has fine and thin curly hair, and I'm guessing that because it's fine and thin, she is advised to use protein because protein makes the hair stronger. The first thing that rings a bell to me is that the brand that you're using, Jeanette, is probably not a good brand, because I have used obviously all professional products in the salon. Protein's amazing. I use it on my hair myself, and I absolutely love the protein treatments that I use. So I've used TG, L'Oreal, I've used Kevin Murphy, Kerastase. Kerastase is okay. Redken is a great one. So the back bar treatment from Redken, if you're going to a Redken salon, they have a really, really great protein treatment for thin, fine, or thin curly hair. Doesn't really matter like what the texture is, or like, sorry, what the pattern is. It could be straight, but when it's fine and it's thin, it means that the diameter of the hair is really, really small, as opposed to a coarse hair. When it is fine and thin, it's more fragile. The way I think of hair is I feel like it always has gaps, and the protein treatments and even something like Olaplex is going to go into the hairs and it's going to fill those gaps so that it seals it. And the way I like to use my protein treatment or something like Olaplex is I use a gloss treatment in a salon. So I highly recommend you tell your stylist to do this, because I don't know any other stylist who does this, but it is so powerful and it really, really helps me in my hair and all my fine haired clients. The gloss is a 20-minute treatment. It is a demi-permanent color and it doesn't have any ammonia. It's very, like, I'm sure it has a little bit of ammonia because it needs to go into the hair, but it is a very, very lightweight. It makes the hair so glossy, and the way demi-permanent hair color goes is it has to enter the hair, but it doesn't enter it all the way to the middle of the hair. It just kind of goes underneath the cuticle, and that's why it washes out. So the molecule is big enough or small enough to go inside the hair. It expands a little bit and then it comes right back out when you wash it. So the more you wash it, the molecule just starts to kind of fall off and the hair kind of starts to lose the luster, and then you'll do another treatment. So what I like to do is I mix Olaplex #1 with the gloss, and what that does is Olaplex will be pushed right deep into the hair, and it's going to be such a beautiful glossy treatment, and it locks in the color and it just makes the hair so much stronger. So the Olaplex treatment is only meant to stay on, if you were to use it by itself, for 5 minutes. But when you do it with the gloss, you're putting it in for 20 minutes, which pushes it deeper into the hair, really lodges itself in there, and that's what makes the hair really, really strong. So the protein treatments that I recommend that you use, try Redken. Redken actually is a really, really good line for protein. I really like their protein line. It seems like you're doing like all protein or all moisture. So you need a good balance of both. That's the second point, is if you're gonna do protein and your hair is thin and limp, too much protein can end up dulling your hair. So you do need to balance it out with a moisturizing treatment. Some brands like Kevin Murphy, the protein line, is strengthening and moisturizing at the same time. them, a lot of protein treatments are only strengthening and they remove all luster. So I recommend Redken, I recommend Kevin Murphy. I am going to also recommend New Wash, although it's not a treatment, it does make the hair fluffy, and I'm going to put a video here of my hair when it was nice and fluffy. When I used New Wash, it just brings out all the curls and it's so voluminous and shiny, and the curls just sit by themselves, and you could use something like Hair Balm, which is the lotion, to bring out your curls without weighing your hair down. So I hope this helps. Number 2 is such a great question. Julie JBF42, should thinning shears be used on fine hair? The last haircut I had, the hairdresser used thinning shears and my hair actually looked thicker but frizzy. I totally get this. So thank you for asking this question. I said I don't recommend them. I use texturizing shears. So I have a video, I can never tell with this video, I'm gonna put it right up somewhere here. The video talks about the difference between thinning and texturizing shears. So when you have fine hair, thinning shears take out way more hair than texturizing shears. So what I use on my clients is texture shears or texturizing shears. So what they do is just they kind of blend the hair in a very beautiful way. I can use them right at the scalp so that when the hair grows out, it doesn't look like it's growing out. With thinning shears, the blades can be so straight and the cut so harsh that you can actually pick out where the hair was cut. I don't like that, so I never use my thinning shears. Like, I don't remember the last time I used my thinning shears. Texture shears or texturizing shears are so much softer. I don't have bobby pins for these. They are so much softer because you can always take out more hair, but once you cut with the thinning shears, they make such a dent in the hair that you can't really fix it after that. So one thing you can do is kind of cut like little triangles like this, but still I find thinning shears very harsh. I don't like that. So I really love my thinning shears. I love my texturizing shears. I love how soft the grow out is. I love that I can really customize somebody's haircut with it. I also use the razor. I also use my shears to do sliding cuts, like slide cut into the hair to take out weight. So the answer to your question, Julie JBF42, should thinning shears be used on fine hair? It depends. It really depends on the density. It depends on the placement, but there is also head shape. So for example, some people have a really prominent occipital bone where it's really, really thin back here. I can cut down here, and if you have really thick hair coming down, I could do sort of like an undercut where I can cut a ton of hair right here if you have really thick hair and it bothers you, and nobody will be able to see it. You won't be able to feel it, but you'll feel like you have less hair, so it's easier and much simpler to manage. Your hair is looking frizzy because of what I just explained. Thinning shears just cut way too much into the hair. I had somebody use thinning shears on the ends of my hair when the ends are actually straggly. So my hair is so fine and thin on the ends, they actually straggles on the ends. So using thinning shears is also a way for a lot of stylists, at least junior stylists, to blend the layers if they don't know how to do layers. And I've seen this mistake happen time and time again, where a junior stylist doesn't know how to cut proper layers. So they will thin out the hair to make the hair kind of move because they don't know what else to do. So that is, unfortunately, it's a lack of education. And I would say that it depends, but also I don't recommend it. Our third question comes from Sunny297. My hair is thin, low density, but my scalp is dry. This is where it becomes confusing to me because clarifying shampoos really dry out my hair and scalp, and yet hydrating shampoos are too heavy for my hair. Your hair seems pretty similar to mine. What products do you use on your hair, please? All right, Sunny, so you have hair that is thin or low density hair, so you don't have a lot of hair per square inch, not a lot of hair on your scalp, so you don't have high density. So we know that we're not dealing with very heavy hair. And you're saying that clarifying shampoos are drying out your hair and scalp, and yet hydrating shampoos are too heavy for your fine hair. Clarifying shampoos should only be used sparingly, and when I say sparingly, it really depends on how oily your scalp is. So for a lot of people, they can be hormonal and have very oily scalps. Like, these are the people who have something internally going on. It could be some type of a yeast infection, because oil, dandruff, and like actual dandruff is a fungus, and it causes these really sticky scalp issues. Dandruff is actually really sticky and yellow. It has a bit of a smell. So when you have that kind of thing, clarifying shampoo I think would be great. I love the Kevin Murphy Maxi Wash. It has a lot of really good ingredients. That's one reason reason why you would use a clarifying wash. The other one is if you're using a lot of product. If you're doing dry shampoo and pomades, if you have a pixie or even long hair, and you're putting a lot of stuff on your scalp, you're oiling your hair a lot. I don't recommend you oil your hair. We'll get into that later, but clarifying shampoos are only meant to really exfoliate your scalp and exfoliate your hair. They are very harsh on your scalp and your hair. If you have color in your hair, they're going to strip away the color. Your color is not going to last more than a week if you're using clarifying shampoos consistently. So it sounds like, Sunny, you are using clarifying shampoos frequently, which is not a no-no. That is why they're drying out your hair. Clarifying shampoo should be the first step. It's like exfoliating your face. Always think of hair as skincare. When you exfoliate your face, you're not going to exfoliate your face every single day. You're going to exfoliate it like once a week, once a month when you're feeling like your face is a bit gunky, you've been wearing a lot of makeup, you're just feeling like there's this layer of like sebum and you want to cleanse your skin. Same thing with your hair. You have to cleanse your scalp and your hair sparingly because the shampoo is already doing the cleaning. Not to get too deep into the science of hair, but shampoo has a head that catches on to the oils on your scalp and removes them. So if you do just like a quick wash, like 2 washes, all of the oils from your scalp are going to be gone. You don't need a clarifying shampoo. Hydrating shampoos are too heavy for my fine hair. What brand are you using? I'm going to keep asking you guys, what are you using? Because our last question was somebody using protein and saying that their hair was drying out too much. And now this one is saying that your hair is lying flat and limp from the hydrating shampoo. So you are using the wrong brand. You're using brands that I don't know what you're using. So I think the brands that you're using are just not good because good brands are great. Good brands don't do that to the hair. Good brands make your hair look amazing. What I'm using on my hair is Hair Story New Wash. I use it because it makes my hair so soft and it's so quick. So you do like one step and it is a shampoo and conditioner in one, and then you cleanse and your hair looks amazing forever. So the way New Wash works is it actually makes the hair look the way your second day hair feels like. So when you're using shampoo and conditioner, your first day is always going to be poofy. It always makes the hair super frizzy. I used shampoo yesterday actually, and my hair has been so frizzy the whole day. So this is why I have it slicked back. And then the second day, third day, the natural oils start to come through and your hair starts to have this kind of really nice shape. It kind of settles, right? New Wash does that from the first wash. So I love New Wash because it does everything all in one. There's only really 2 formulas that I like to use, the original and the rich, and both of them are all that you need. And their styling products are super, super easy. The link is available in the description below. If you want to give it a try, you get 15% off your first purchase. It's also super gentle on your hair. So if you're finding that the clarifying shampoo is really harsh, then just go with New Wash. It's going to bring all that moisture back into your hair. And if you ever find that your hair gets sticky after a while after using New Wash, which is possible because it's a very hydrating product, do 1 clarifying wash and then continue with New Wash. Our question number 4 comes from the Casual Gamer 1824, and they ask, is Kevin Murphy good for black hair people? I love this question and I had to highlight it even though it is such a vague question, and this is exactly why I wanted to talk about it. Black people have all kinds of hair, and you could have so many different types of hair on the same head and different curl types on the same head and different textures. I know people who have coarse hair in the front and fine hair in the back, or vice versa. Some people have like one curl right there. So when you say black hair people, I can't really help you because I need to properly diagnose the hair. Have you had chemical damage? Have you colored it? Are you flat ironing it? Are you using relaxers? There are so many factors. Everyone's hair is so complex. Hair structure itself is a very, very complex thing. As hairstylists, the more experienced we are, the more heads of hair we do, the better we get at assessing what the hair will do when we use a product. So a lot of times when you guys ask me questions, I have to feel your hair. You have to sit in my chair and I look at your scalp. I look at the hair from the root, mid, and then ends. Sometimes you have really healthy hair at the roots, okay hair over here in the middle, and then your ends are completely different ballgame. Like it's a completely different texture, color, whatever, because it's old hair. So it's been through a different type of damage. Maybe you moved and you used to use hard water on your old hair, but now you have good water, so your hair at the top is growing back healthy. Maybe you went through a stressful event. Usually you'll see like some type of hair loss or something with stress happen about 3 months, 4 months, sometimes 6 months after the stressful event. The hair texture itself can also change with hormones. Like, again, we're on the internet and I can't answer all of your questions in detail. So when you do ask a question, please just make it more detailed. Okay, and our final question, number 5, is from Tori Smith 997. I love this question. What do you suggest for a gal with very, very, very fine hair? I got short on the sides, long on top, cut last July. I look like a man. I'm sorry. No hair anywhere on my neck. It's May now and it's only close to my chin and a little longer in the back. I wonder why it's longer in the back. I feel like no one in my area is good with fine hair. I don't care how flat it is on the sides, but I can't handle no volume on top. It's just about long enough to pull up and add a hairpiece. Clip-on bun. I have a ponytail of a toddler. So what I hear from this question is it sounds like you got a haircut that you don't quite like and not what you really asked for, and more of like a dude's haircut. If you want volume on top, you need products for volume. And I do get this question all the time, which is why I highlighted it. But you need to start with your cleanser first. So New Wash does make the hair voluminous. You can also use a volumizing shampoo and a conditioner, but you got to use some type of a volumizing product. So I love to use Undressed from Hairstylist. It's a sea salt spray without the sea salt, which means it doesn't make the hair crunchy. You spray it all over your roots and then you can blow dry it up, or you can use a volumizing mousse. So any type of a volumizing product that you like, that you've heard good things about, is a good product to try. Put it at the roots and you gotta blow dry it up. A lot of volumizing products are heat activated. You can also use a root lifter powder or root lifting powder. So you've got the Got to Be. It's a really good gritty powder that's going to make your hair stand up. Powder from Hair Story does the same without all the grit. It's very silky, it's very soft, it is very manageable. You can still run your fingers through your hair. So powder is a really, really nice option for you if you're looking to get something online, and I will leave the link below. And my last suggestion for you would be to see somebody who can clean up whatever is going on with your hair, just because it will feel better for you. I know the grow out phase is probably one of the worst phases, and it just feels better when you cut some hair off. Doesn't matter how much it is. It could be 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters. Just get it freshened up by somebody who is a professional. You will feel so much better. Maybe get some color done. Actually, that's a great idea. I just got this right now. Okay, so if you want volume on top and you have very, very fine hair, I recommend that you see a blonding specialist who is not gonna fry your hair. So you wanna go to somebody who understands how to use bleach without burning their client's hair. You want them to be able to do baby lights on your hair, or you could do a full bleach and tone and then tone it with a darker color, whatever your color is, whatever you choose. The bleach makes the hair fat. So what bleach does is it opens up the cuticle and it makes every single hair twice the size. So if your hair is this small, bleach is gonna make it like this big. Your hair is actually gonna get bigger and thicker, and you're gonna have that gritty texture that you'll see a lot of blondes have. I think it's the reason why we always see blondes on Pinterest and we see blondes with like really cool pixies, because lightening your hair makes your hair thicker, more texturized. When your hair is soft and healthy, which my hair is, it's very healthy, it's very shiny. It is very hard to make it go up without products. It just won't do it because it's soft and it's healthy and the cuticle is laying flat. You need to damage the cuticle a little bit. You gotta like rough it up a little bit. You gotta open up the cuticle, and that's what bleach does. It opens up the cuticle. The cuticle stays open. It doesn't close completely. So repairing treatments tries to close the cuticle as much as possible. It does happen when you use a gloss, but the cuticle will always stay a little bit open, and that's why you get tangles and it gets roughed up. So your hair is going to stand up and you're going to be able to just like run your fingers through. You'll get that kind of root lift. It's a natural root lift that will last you like 6 months if you're doing a bleach and tone right at the roots. And if you do this, please make sure you see a blonding specialist. Thank you guys so much. Leave me some comments below. Let me know what else you want me to answer in the next video. You guys will all get shout outs. Subscribe and share this video. Bye.